I'm creating an AI assistant to help me write a book. And it's more than what you think. What other people are doing when they are using AI to help them write a book, they're using the AI just to help them write the book. Now, granted, I am using AI to do that part a little bit, but more importantly, I'm using an AI agent to help me format the book. We're gonna explore this together because this is the first time doing it this way. I've written and published books in the past, and I've used Adobe InDesign, and I've also used Affinity for creating and formatting the book and getting it ready for publishing on Amazon, as well as some other private publishing companies. So we're gonna explore this together on potentially building an AI agent to help me in the process of formatting the book. Right now, what you're seeing here is the 5th draft of my book. When I'm writing the book, I'm writing it in Google Drive. So this is my 4th draft here, and this book is a study on wealth. I spent a year and some researching different authors and experts when it comes to money and wealth building, and this is a compilation of what I've learned over the years. I save them all in a folder. So in my books folder, I have a book just for wealth, so a study on wealth. And I have this 4th draft, which was basically everything in one document. And that's not the best direction to go when it comes to writing a book, formatting a book. They encourage you to separate the chapters into different documents. So that's what I have here. And in my 5th draft, I'm moving into separating them into different documents. I have the copyright page, the introduction, the path to wealth, and so forth and so on. The different chapters are being separated. And now that you understand the structure that I've kind of started to set up here, let's also dive into the AI agent. I'm using Antigravity. This is a Google software. It's free to download and use. And it's capable of more than what I feel like the people who originally designed it for. They designed this for developers, but this is a wonderful agent that can help with more than just programming apps. It helps to organize documents. It helps you to basically do anything on your computer. It's a fantastic agent, and you can set up all kinds of LLMs, and for those who don't know, different AIs inside this platform. So I've Claude, I have Codex saved on here. Right now over here on this side, I'm using Codex, which is basically ChatGPT, but for developers. There's also Claude. If I wanted to introduce Claude to this project, I can. I've made a video before kind of showing the setup of this, and you can watch that one. Basically, when you open up a project for the first time, you open up a new window, you direct the AI towards a folder, and inside that folder is where all of your documents are going to be saved. So this one right here is on a study on wealth. This is the folder that I have open, and the project is saved in that folder. Okay. So we're going to exit out of that one, come back to this, and then it shows you all of those assets on the side here in this section. When you get started with using an agent, my practice is I always ask them to create a memory folder, and inside that memory folder, it creates different MD files. MD files are just text documents that it uses to keep track of the progress we're making in the project, in the app, in whatever it is you are working on. To recap from the last video, the first thing was to ask it to create the memory folder and to tell it what the vision is of this project. So that's what that part is, and it created that information. The next thing I did is I asked it to do some research for me to identify a formatting software that it can use. So like Adobe InDesign or Affinity are different publishing software, but the AI, like Adobe InDesign is the ideal one-ish when it came to using AI to help you build it out. But with a little bit more research, find out that the best one, at least for me, that I'm exploring right now is Scribus, which is an open source platform to help you publish documents for formatting documents. So I installed Scribus. I've asked it to start formatting the book here. So it's updated the format of the book. And now the next step is to start putting some content in there. I don't have all my chapters done, but I have some of them done. And so we're going to have it open Scribus. So this is the prompt that I've created. Open Scribus. I have added the content that's going into the 5th draft of this book. Under 5th draft / chapters, link content to the Scribus project. Identify the chapters compared to the introduction and copyright. Create a master page that will help manage the format of the chapters. I want every chapter to start on the right side. I want an image at the top, at the beginning, and I want the text to start halfway down the page. I would like the page number to be on the bottom right of the book, and format the rest of the content according to how a book is normally published. Okay, there we go. Now let's see how it's going to do this. And right now, this is an exploration together. This is the first time I'm doing it this way. Normally, I would do all of this by hand, which would involve me going back into Adobe InDesign or Affinity and learning it all over again. It takes, I only publish a book every 6 months to a year, so I'm not in the formatting software that often, and I forget pretty much every time how to format a book. So I'm following tutorial videos, I'm doing a lot of research, and so much of that time is taken up in researching instead of just formatting the book. So this is a way that I'm exploring to streamline the process of formatting the book. Because I have formatted the book before, I'm aware of the terms and technicalities behind creating the book. So I encourage you, if you haven't published a book before, to do it on your own, especially with the software that you know you're going to be using with the AI. So Scribus is one that I did enough research ahead of time to know that the terms that are used in Affinity and Adobe InDesign are the same or close to it enough that the AI would understand what I'm describing. At least that is in theory, and we're going to explore that together today. All right, what I do is when I'm done, when I'm happy with the chapter or the book or whatever it is, come into here, I go File, Download Markdown, because I don't want any of how I formatted it in here to interfere with the formatting of the book. So I do Markdown because that is the simplest thing, and that's also the thing that AI loves Markdown, and it writes everything in Markdown for the most part. So that's what I'm doing right now. So you can see that here under 5th draft, under chapters, we have the copyright page, the introduction page, chapter 1 and chapter 2 in the chapters right now, in what content is going to be. And you can see that it is Markdown. That's what this is what Markdown looks like. All right, now back to the AI. Let's see how it's doing.
What's in place? 51-page Scribus layout at 5x 7.5 inches, 360x 540 points. Copyright page identified as front matter. Introduction starts on right-hand page 3. Chapter 1 starts on right-hand page 9. Chapter 2 starts on right-hand page 35. Body page and chapter opening master pages created. Bottom right page numbers added through the master pages. Chapter openings use image area title. Then text starting about halfway down the page. Manifest YAML updated with the content map. One note. Chapter 1 has a placeholder image frame because I didn't find a matching image for 01 the path to wealth MD. The naval chapter is linked to images /0 to naval RAF and PNG.
So it didn't find the first chapter. Okay, so I'll have to show that. One of the things that it did is it exported the PDF already, and I didn't need it to be exported because right now we're doing a lot of testing. So I'm updating it right now. So it's in the future, don't export right away. We are just formatting and testing at the moment. Update memory, other skills files, to keep this in mind. So it's going to update its memory to not do that. Let's jump over to script, and this is Scribus. As you can see here, Scribus, and let's see what it's done so far. A Study on Wealth is on chapter 1, the copyright, introduction. So it did put the image in here, but in a very weird way, and for the introduction. And that's technically not supposed to be introduction, so I named it wrong. That was the problem. And it did format this pretty decently. Some of the formatting is a little off, but we can fix that later. But it is putting the page number down to the bottom right. It's interesting how it has a lot of empty space, the way it's been formatting it. Let's go back. Let's finish updating that. Let's ask it a couple of different questions. As you can see, the chapters have been added as markdown files. I don't want them to be in markdown in the book. Identify what things in the markdown files need to be titles, header 1, header 2, header 3. Let's also update images, because we had this as introduction instead of chapter 1, and then we don't have one for introduction. When I update the chapter MD files, will it update the Scribus project? Okay. Now let's have that go for a minute. So it did decent job for our first round here. I need to do a little bit more research on Scribus and figure out how to navigate it better, because I don't know how to navigate Scribus. It lost, oh, so it did link to the image. That's good to know.
I noticed the helper I reused would accidentally restyle the whole frame each time. That would flatten the hierarchy again. I'm splitting the style selected text logic so headings can stay distinct inside the same text frame.
Okay, now it's a little bit of a waiting game. You get the idea of what this is. I definitely feel like this video was going a little too long, but I'll keep you posted on my progress as I'm using an AI agent to help me format this book. If you have any questions on creating your own AI agent to write a book like this or to format a book, leave comments below and we'll explore it together. Cheers.